Hey guys, Clint here with ATS Diesel. Today we're going to talk about the 4748 Chrysler transmission. With any automatic transmission, you always have a set of clutch packs. What's a little bit unique about the 48 is you have a band, right? So a lot of you might wonder, like, what does a band do? A band basically is it's nothing different than a friction element that applies force to an element that's spinning the transmission to lock it against the case. In this case, you have your intermediate drum, or your direct drum, and this is your intermediate band that wraps around it. So when you look at this in a clutch stack up, these clutch packs, where they all kind of fit inside of it, they essentially assemble. So you have your piston, which we always put a nice billet piston. One of the problems with the hydraulic pistons is they deflect. They just, when you're increasing pressure in this transmission, the increased transmission will create some additional stresses inside the transmission that you have to get around. The way we address that is we always build billet pistons. So this is a billet piston that would be in the direct drum. We have a lot of billet components like these servos that fit in that I'll address in a little bit, but I want to kind of stay on the clutch drum and the band application. So with any automatic transmission, especially now that we're talking about the 48, you have clutch packs, right? So we increase the amount of clutches that go into the transmission. This happens to be the direct drum. We have the forward clutch drum here that kind of splines, in essence, like this, and it holds all of the planetaries, which I'll get to in a little bit. But the important part of it is, in order to make a transmission stronger, first thing you do is you increase the amount of clutches. So we increase the amount of clutches, almost doubling the capacity from the original stack, which is kind of a short stack, to a full stack. And with the machine pressure plates, with the billet piston, that allows us to increase the clutch count. So you end up with many, many more clutches that hold power going from the engine basically to the planetaries, or ultimately to the rear wheels. And when you kind of stack all this together, what it gives you is a full clutch assembly that holds these planets that hold all the power. So that's kind of your built clutch pack in essence. So this transmission uses a forward clutch pack that you have, of course, have to increase the clutch count on, a direct clutch pack that we increase the clutch count on, and then an intermediate band, which this essentially does exactly what the clutches do, but it locks it to the case. So as this drum is spinning, the way you apply that is this band is applied and it stops the drum, and that gives you second gear. The very finicky thing about a band is not so much the holding ability or the inability for the band to hold power to the drum, but this is also a timing device that controls how quickly direct clutches come on. So for that reason, we've redesigned the accumulator in the servo. So this is a nice billet piece, a 3-piece servo that controls the timing of the band release and the direct clutches apply. So it gives you a very heavy duty and a really nice, clean, precise shift when it goes to third gear. On the second gear side of it, where all these kind of fit together, the servo pushes on the actuator. Well, this fulcrum basically is a leverage ratio. So we've modified that to a 4.2 leverage ratio, which is the rate of how it applies that band. And then of course you have a nice band strut, and then your fulcrum at the end of it. So these pieces all fit together. Now everything I'm talking about here is all standard application. So every single one of our transmissions, whether it's a stage 1, 2, 3, or 4, all have all the billet components, the billet servos, the billet pistons, heavy duty pump. You know, you guys have always heard about pump modifications. Well, big thing on the 4748s is these things are old, you know, they're wearing out. So a nice reconditioned pump, oversized gears. Oversized gears give you more volume at lighter speed, which, you know, when you lock this thing up and you're in fourth gear, the Cummins makes so much torque that you have to make sure that you have the volume to feed the pump so it clamps the clutches so you don't get any slippage, right? So really the heart of it is a nice heavy duty pump to start with. When you do an upgraded stator support, which covers the pump, and that kind of takes care of the heart of the transmission. Now that you got the clutch packs taken care of, Then the other part of it is how do you actually get power from the input shaft of the transmission to the output shaft of the tranny? Well, that's taken care of with what we call planetary gears. So these planetary gears, all that power is going through the engine. So the clutch pack holds the ring gear. It drives the planets, right? The planetary gears are what your actual power goes through. Then it drives into your sun gear. And then all of that power has to transfer through what we call the intermediate shaft. So when you start stacking all this stuff up and splining it together, the power goes into the input shaft, goes through the clutch packs, maybe it holds in the band, it grabs different portions of the intermediate shaft, and then this intermediate shaft has to take all that engine torque and transfer it to the rear wheels, in this case to the overdrive section, and then the overdrive section does its part and then it goes to the rear wheels. So you can kind of see how everything kind of fits together systematically. Power transfer goes from the torque converter to the shafts, through the clutch packs, through the planets, back to the shafts, back to the tranny. Well, there's several major failure points of the 48 transmission. One of them is the hydraulics, the way they're designed are very old technology, very, very basic. Fantastic transmission, wasn't really designed to hold really well power, and it really wasn't designed to be a very fluid, smooth transmission, just because it's kind of clunky. So what we've done is the valve body, the main valve body assembly, the secondary valve body assembly, the channel plate, and then the separator plates that fit between it. These all basically control how the fluid flows to the clutch packs, from the pump to the band, apply, release through the converter clutch, that type of thing. So every part of that's modified. There's a lot of valves in this valve body that just wear out just because of time. If you increase pressure, they want to leak. So we've identified all the valves inside the valve body that need to be redesigned. They're bored. Bigger valves are put into them, steel valves, a lot of assemblies that not only fix longevity, but we change calibration. So ultimately, when you're done, this is the brain of the transmission. So this is your basically assembly that uses all the billet parts, the recalibration, the steel valves. One of the couple features in the 48 is increased line pressure, so it gives you more clamping force, increased lubrication that lubricates the gear set, mainly for heavy pulling, the increased converter charge, which allows the torque converter to engage and disengage fully. The last thing you want to do is the torque converter that's slipping. Of course, you add the triple lock or the 5-star to that, it just puts an end to it. And then taking care of all the calibration so the shift timing is exactly matched to the engine. One of the things Chrysler did is they really they don't allow the transmission to harness that power of the engine, of the torque that it's making, so it kind of runs out. So you really never experience the full potential of the diesel engine, especially when you turn it up. So if you turn the power up in diesel a little bit and it's making all that torque and you let it kind of blow past it, then you don't really have the full power and the driving experience of what the Cummins really provides. So we've changed that calibration so you're always in that torque band, in the power band. Of course, you add the co-pilot controller to it, and then all of a sudden now you have torque converter clutch control. So drivability becomes just such a nice piece of the 48 transmission that you know, you just have to drive to experience. It's just marvelous. Well, so now you're probably asking, what is really the difference between like the stage 1, the stage 2, the stage 3, the stage 4? Because I just said they're all built the same. The only difference are these guys. So all the clutch packs, the pump modifications, the valve body modifications, the billet servos, the case mods, everything in all of our trannies is built exactly the same until you get into the increased power levels. At that point, this is your input shaft. You have a torque converter that is cranking on this. You've got over 1,000 foot-pounds of torque going to this input shaft. You've got a set of clutch packs that are connected to it that don't slip anymore because of all the modifications. At some point, these shafts begin to be the weak area where they just won't hold anymore. So when you're kind of putting all this together and your torque converter's cranking on it, you're putting this load on it, you're tweaking on the intermediate shaft, you're tweaking on the output shaft, at some point you find the next weak link of the transmission. Well, guess what? The Cummins just absolutely tears up shafts because of the torque it makes. So you have the billet input. So your stage 2, you get a billet input. So now all of a sudden this is 300M, doesn't break anymore. It literally over twice the strength of your factory shaft. The intermediate shaft is another shaft for heavy towing, especially. This 300M shaft does the same thing. We relieved, not only changed the design of it to get rid of a lot of the stress risers, but it's made of 300M material, and the way it's heat treated, it's just incredibly strong. So it just removes the concern about broken shafts being stuck on the side of the road. And then of course last, your output shaft. So we have a few different designs of output shafts, and the output shaft is the same way, hardened races, hardened material so you don't twist the head of it off. And this is a big deal, especially guys that are in competition, or if you just have a really good running truck, you got compounds on it, you're pulling really heavy. That power under acceleration, decel, it just basically creates tears in the material, so they break. So, you know, as you start to increase the power level, or you start to increase the amount of abuse or the towing capacity, and get rid of all the slip in the torque converter, get rid of all the slip in the clutches, these are the guys that you need to look at. And we've made it really easy. Basically have our stage 1, you know, it's rated for X number of power or the amount that you're towing with it. As you get into 2, 3, and 4, it just increases the confidence level of the hard parts. So 1, you'll have more confidence that you're not going to have a broken part, but you also know to match it. You know, if you're a stock engine, you're not towing heavy, there's no need for the billet input shafts. So there's no reason for the increased, you know, cost of the tranny. So we made it pretty easy. You know, just kind of look online, talk to one of our guys, make the right decision based on what you need. Regardless, they all have a 5-year, 500,000 mile warranty. We just want to make sure we give you the best value for what you're actually buying. A couple other attributes of the transmission is we have our heavy duty transmission pan, which basically the big transmission pan just gives you a lot more capacity. It always clears the cross member. Always recommend the pan. They pretty much come on all of the stages. Pretty straightforward stuff. So go ahead and take a look at some of the Copilot videos, and that kind of helps you. That'll help you understand a little bit where the Copilot adds to the hydraulics and adds to your functionality. Everything's kind of you know, mix and match. You can go with pretty much any stage, with or without the Copilot, with or without the hardened shafts. So pretty straightforward package. So hopefully this, you know, kind of helps you guys answer some questions. And in the meantime, stay tuned to other videos and give us a call.